skip it. See it or skip it. See it or skip it.
Welcome to New See It or Skip It. We're going to be talking about the new Ari Aster film, Eddington. Plus, we're talking with John Goodman and Nick Offerman from the Smurfs movie. Also, we've got TV shows coming out and maybe a little hint at what's going to be coming out next week. Welcome and thank you for joining us. And I, of course, am joined by one of the scene stealers of the show, Rebecca Frost. How's it going?
Stealer? I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Well, you make an impression. It's very fun having you on all the time.
Shucks, thank you.
Well, I think the first thing we got to talk about is Eddington, because that's been the big controversy of the week.
Yeah, big push from A24 for Eddington. Ari Aster, Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, a pretty stacked cast, because Emma Stone is there too. Austin Butler makes an appearance. I don't know, what did you think of it?
Well, so this is set during basically the beginning of lockdown restrictions. So this is taking place during 2020. So
May of 2020. So like right as not only is COVID like lockdowns in full effect, but also a lot of protesting is happening. A lot of racial tensions are heightening all over the country.
The George Floyd riots are happening. The mandates are happening. And we have Joaquin Phoenix as the sheriff that sees everything going on and is like, we have to go back to when things were good and people were nice. And because of what he's seeing around in this small town of Eddington, he decides, I'm going to run for mayor up against Pedro Pascal, who is kind of like the establishment choice that's always been around. But Joaquin Phoenix decides, I think it's time for me to take a run for it. This is one of those shows that, like, I don't know who is going to be excited to go and see this unless you're an Ari Aster fan. Because even the premise of, like, pandemic, are you excited to see it?
Yeah, it's really tough to want to go to the theater to watch a movie about the pandemic. I personally, huge Ari Aster fan. He's one of my favorite directors, so I will turn up for anything that he does. This is, if you have seen any of his other filmography, Hereditary, Midsommar, Beau's Afraid, this is a really tamed down Ari Aster movie. I would say it's not like any of his previous movies. It is a lot more mainstream, but it still does a very good job of doing what Ari Aster does, which is injecting anxiety into a lot of the scenes and a lot of heightening and a lot of what is happening, especially towards the climax of the movie when you're like, I don't know what's really happening here.
Yeah, because it's jumping around to a lot of different genres. Like at first you're like, this is a Western. We're looking at like a steep dramatic Western. Then it's turning into just chaos. Then it becomes Rambo at some point.
Yeah.
There's so much happening, and there's a lot that is being said without really saying much. And that maybe is my biggest gripe with this, is I think Ari Aster does have a very strong voice and a very strong visual language on how he wants to present it. But in this, it doesn't feel like he made any real, like, points for him.
A lot of people are saying this film is both too late and too soon, and just in regards of how it reflects how we all acted during COVID. A friend of mine said this is what happens when COVID turned everyone into the Joker.
And who do they cast to do it? The Joker.
Perfect Joaquin Phoenix.
Well, do you think that this is one that you are going to revisit later? Did you find it to be entertaining enough?
Like I said, I'm a little biased because I really like anything Ari Aster does, so I might revisit it. I think this would have been an awesome TV show. Give Ari Aster 6 to 8 hours to tell this particular story, and I think we could have really had something.
I think it could have been cut down. You know, like, there was a part of me where I was like, you've said enough of what you need. Like, we can cut a little bit of this, couldn't we? Not to say that like I wasn't enthralled through the entire thing, and that just goes to show how great of an actor Joaquin Phoenix is. Like, say what you want about how eccentric he is off camera, but whenever he's on and he's doing something and he's committed to it, it is one of the most interesting things to watch, especially nowadays. There's so many messages about this, about how the media kind of took over from being like a big conglomerate broadcast that you're used to just some random person with a blog that ends up getting a lot of traction. I don't know if this is something that people are going to look at and go, are they making fun of me? Or they're going to watch it and go, are we still here?
Yeah, it is crazy to look back on the early days of the spreading of misinformation on social media and just how deep people are willing to ingrain themselves in it. Like, it was hard to revisit, but also kind of interesting to see kind of the origin story of it all.
Right. Well, for me, I think this is definitely one that me and you enjoyed. I don't know if it's necessarily for everybody. I'm going to say wait for it.
Sure. Wait for it. Unless you're a big indie Ari Aster fan.
And hey, those people exist. I mean, you're a proud card-carrying member of the A24 fan club, right?
Oh, baby.
So that says everything to me. I do love taking big swings with these, and it's definitely a conversation starter. So if you're going with a group, that's going to be great because you can leave having so many conversations about it. Be civil and maybe nice. Don't do what they're doing in the movie. But
my friend and I, we stood in the parking lot for like an hour talking about the movie. It is 1000% a conversation starter.
Absolutely. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to bump it up. It's a see it.
Yeah,
if you got people, you got to go check that out. Maybe not his strongest, but one that still is worth checking out.
Yeah, for sure.
With that being said, let's jump over to Smurftown. We've been smurfing around with this for a minute. They've come onto GTU, No Name and Papa Smurf, and they've all been around this GTU set. And actually today, one of our local young critics had something to say about this Smurfs movie. Take a look.
We got to go to the premiere. We had a lot of fun because they had balloons and they had face painting, hair tinsel. It was a whole event. And what did you think going into it? Did you think that the movie would be good? Did you think that you would like it?
I thought it was not going to be like the best, but it was really good.
Who was your favorite character?
It was Smurfette, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, the music was so good. I loved it. Honestly, I think this is one of the best movies of 2025, and I recommend this to kids my age and younger.
Here's the very last question. How many stars would you give it?
I'm thinking maybe like 4 stars.
4 stars is a very solid review.
Well, that was awesome. We're going to need to have her on one of these weeks.
Bring her on.
Yeah, especially, you know, since we're suddenly, like, missing a couple people, but, you know.
Who?
Well, I don't know. Smurfs. Here's the thing. I think this is something that kids do get to go and have a great time with, can leave the theater feeling like they can do whatever they want. They can tackle the world because there's always these like strong positive messages in these kids' films. It wasn't necessarily for me, but I don't have kids, so it's tough to gauge whether this is going to be entertaining for them. That's why I wanted to throw to that critic. So with that being said, we need to cut to the interviews that we got with director Chris Miller, with Sholo from Blue Beetle, and John Goodman and Nick Offerman. Take a look. Tell us a little bit about your guys' characters' relationship to each other, because it does feel like they're both total opposites, but of the same coin. Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, their brotherly relationship is solid, even though they ultimately have different philosophies in life, as it were. But it's blood, so when it comes down to it, they'll go to the mat for each other. Even if they would read different pamphlets.
Yeah, it's the same blue DNA. They both are there to serve the community in different ways.
You've come from a background of doing stunts. You're superheroing. Now you're in the recording booth. What surprised you the most about voice acting that maybe you weren't prepared for?
Like how physical it gets. We're still moving around. Like I have so much fun getting to see what movements and what ways, you know, the body and the face and the whole everything gets you to, you know, make some funny noises and you know, gets your voice to certain places. That is something that I've definitely, just because of the nature of how simple voiced, I guess, some of the characters before that I've played have been, I didn't really get to tap into, but this was really cool in that regard.
That's really interesting. So like you're really exaggerating your face when you're doing this.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes we're in a funny situation and you find out that, like, you know, if you are, you know, hunching over and doing something else, that it gives you a better voice or something like that. Like it feels very you know, build your own in that way, choose your own adventure in that way.
There's so many voice actors in it, like some that are just legends in the world of voice acting, and there are some maybe that are just starting out. Do you have the same advice for each of them going into it? What is your approach to directing somebody in a recording booth?
It's really no different. You know, some, like you said, you said some sort of legendary voice actors, some who have just done it, so they just know and they can tap into it and with ease, right? Those who don't have experience or as much experience, it's the same though. It's like the environment's the same. You know, find the character, find the voice. Animation allows you to do that in a booth, by the way, because it's not like being on a live action set where it's like, okay, we got 2 shots of this, 2 takes. we can do dozens, you know, and through that, you're getting what's on the script page because you feel confident about that, but you also leave room for an actor, experienced or not, to make their own discoveries and ad lib, you know, make it their own. And I love that part of the process. And I think everybody is game for that.
Mr. Goodman, you're a voice acting legend, and I've grown up listening to you and watching you. How do you know when you found a "this is so ridiculous, it may be genius" moment when you're in a recording booth?
It just it through trial and error and very, very good luck, and you have to be open to it. Just relax, and if it comes, it comes, and we're all the better for it.
When you're going into like an animated film like this, are you given just the script initially? Are you given concept art? Do you know kind of what you're jumping into on the screen, or is it all on the page?
That's a good question. It totally is like case by case. You know, sometimes you're blessed with, like, I've done stuff where I've gotten to dub for anime before. And in that case, they've got the animation, they got the voices. Your job is to interpret it in a new language, you know? That's one thing. On something like the Smurfs, we got to come in at the earliest stages before the animation. I'm sure they had some animation that they were, you know, they knew they wanted to make the movie. I'm sure they already had some concept art, but definitely nothing, you know, like we're seeing today. So we were getting to build that and imagine alongside a script that, you know, also was kind of getting built along the way. So and then slowly but surely, of course, you get more animation, you get more cast members to kind of fill out the story and whatnot. Yeah, that's how it went on this one. I
was a little bit sad that I didn't get a single from both of you or any type of music, especially Nick when it comes to you with the saxophone and Mr. Goodman with your amazing performance with Randy Newman. If there were to be one, do you know what genre you guys might be working with?
Blues. It's befitting the decor.
That's right.
The color of the day.
That was probably too easy for you guys. Is there any updates that we can get about this animated Blue Beetle project?
Hey yo! The update is that I'm really excited about getting to see, you know, with the Blue Beetle animated show, we're holding tight. I think all kind of hands were on deck to kind of help with the launch of this DCU, and now that we're kind of moving things along, we're able to kind of, you know, head back to the kitchen and whip up some chilaquiles.
If Papa Smurf and Ken were to like start a podcast, do you know if there would be like a name that they would come up with off the spot, or do you have maybe like a guest that were like a real person, since there are a lot of moments where they're in the real world?
Smurf Brothers.
Smurf Brothers, smurfing out evil.
Smurfing with the brothers.
The word Smurf can mean just about anything.
Yes.
It could be a lifestyle, a verb, a noun.
Yeah.
But with that much leeway, that's dangerous. So how does one Smurf responsibly?
I don't know. You got to read the situation.
You have to make sure that you're always carrying a Smurf on you.
You are brought up with the values that your parents have smurfed in you. Use it if it's appropriate. Don't ever overuse it.
If you're not carrying your Smurf on you, make sure you got one, like, you know, nearby somewhere in your house.
I look around and identify the work that needs doing and apply yourself to that, and that is how one, I think, can Smurf most charismatically.
Cheerfully and gleefully help.
Yeah, no, we took care of it. It's fine. It's fine. We got everything taken care of. Oh, okay. Welcome back. You know, that was so neat to see John Goodman and Nick Offerman together. Like,
yeah.
Two lumberjacks just talking about stuff. We got Sully from Monsters, Inc., Ron Swanson. Mm-hmm. And we watched, what was the movie last week? Sovereign. Very intimidating to talk to him at that point. I was excited to go Ron Swanson, but now there was the different version that we saw.
Maybe double feature Eddington and Sovereign.
Ooh, maybe.
Something to think about.
You know, I'm sorry. I just it keeps buzzing here. Let me take a look. What is this? really great show.
Yeah, it was fun.
I can't wait to jump into spoilers.
I can't wait to fight Kent.
Yeah.
Oh no! Rebecca, what'd you do?
I didn't know. I did not have it so fast.
It's okay. Just get back in the car. Let's. Why are you filming? Put the phone down. Okay. It's okay. We gotta think like the bear. We gotta think like Carmi, okay? Say yes, chef.
Yes, chef. Go get the shovel, chef.
Go get the shovel. Do we need any sauce?
There's so much sauce under it.
Oh no!
Guys? Hey guys, we're recording here.
All right. Well, let's talk about I know what you did last Friday, summer. There was a very interesting time in the '90s when this movie came out. Jennifer Love Hewitt was at the height of her career.
Yep.
These '90s slasher films were actually finding a good footing with the box office, and people were interested in them. And we have 2 movies that came out of it. The first one, and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. This is kind of their requel, the new Scream version of what they were trying to do originally. And the thing that they're missing more than anything is Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega style main cast, where the level of acting in Scream was incredible for that main group and what they're following. This one, we don't really have too much of that. And I don't know if it's just the writing, just a little too boring, but there's just not a lot for these actors to sink their teeth into. And when you bring in the legacy characters, sure, they're in there and it's fun to get the member berries and stuff, but to me, I was watching the whole time going, where are we? Like, what is this story?
Yeah.
What is the reason for any of this to be happening?
So is Jennifer Love Hewitt the only legacy cast member to come back?
No, Freddie Prinze Jr. is back in it. Sarah Michelle Gellar has a little bit of a flashback sequence.
Really?
I don't know if that's too much of a spoiler. Sorry. I know what you're doing last Friday. I mean, summer. But I do think that people are going to go into this no matter what we say because slasher films are critic-proof.
Oh, yeah, and especially like a classic reboot, like you called it a requel, like something like I Know What You Did Last Summer. I think people are gonna go and I don't know. Did you see the fishermen walking along the beach at like the Santa Monica Pier in California?
That's amazing.
It's like
and horrifying.
Like, if you remember when the Smile marketing, like they put people in smiling like baseball games and stuff, they're kind of doing the same thing with the fishermen from I Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't think it's as effective, but cool for trying.
Yeah, you know, there's some movies that I think just could be kept in a time capsule where they belong and will always be good for those reasons.
Yeah.
When you're trying to rework a horror film and kind of make it feel like it's an older movie, but we're still in 2025, there's a lot of stuff that gets done wrong in my, like there's a lot of things that obviously this is shot with a very nice digital camera. Obviously this has a lot more to do with like the 2025 scene, but the acting seems very early 2000s.
How are the kills though? Like, do the kills compare to the original?
You know, the kills, man, I'm so sweaty. The kills aren't anything you should need to worry about. Like, no one needs to worry about the kills.
Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it.
It's a lot more of the suspense, like the worry of getting caught. That's really scary. But at the end of the day, it's still something fun for people to go and enjoy. So I think, for me, it's a skip it. It didn't really manage to hit any of the expectations or hopes that I had for it. Maybe you can just go and check out the first movie and have more fun then. What do you think?
Yeah, the original is a classic, and I would always recommend it.
Well, it's a bit of a bummer. I was hoping to really jump into that one.
Yeah.
Kind of kills me just thinking about it.
What?
But let's move on to K-pop Demon Hunters. This is on Netflix. And this is the animated film that I am very excited to talk about because I was blown away with how much fun it is.
It's so popular too. Like so many kids. I was talking to someone who their kids watched it like 4 times in a row in one day. They just love. And the thing about K-pop music is I love K-pop music. I think it's always a bop. I don't think there's any duds in the entire movie. The animation, it's Sony animation, so it's very reminiscent of the Spider-Verse animation style, which I think they've really leaned into and are always working on perfecting. Just a lot of fun. And I'm always a sucker for stories about the power of friendship.
Yeah. So. Well, and that's the thing. There's so much friendship in this. It reminds me, one of my favorite movies growing up was Josie and the Pussycats.
It's one of my favorite movies.
And I think this whole thing had Josie and the Pussycats vibe, where it's like, okay, we have to fight them as a band, and we've got to do it for the fans.
And there's a boy band also.
A demon boy band, and they have to fight the demon boy band, and the power of love overcomes things.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a mix of demons that are good guys. good guys that are bad guys. I think it's really interesting for Sony to be pulling out all these great animated films. And then when we get to like their live actions, like I Know What You Did Last Summer, it's kind of like, where's that creative spark
and
there?
they're no offense to Netflix, but they're dumping these movies on Netflix, and where there's zero marketing. The only marketing is word of mouth.
And that's the tough thing, because even us, we didn't necessarily get to it when it immediately came out. It did take a couple weeks for us to be like, wow, this thing is amazing.
Yeah.
I would say watch it with the best sound possible. 'Cause
Sure.
you're not going to be watching this, if anything, but to bop and to dance and to have fun. And I think that's what the kids are going to want to be sticking around for. And it's fun for adults, too.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be had with this. But for me, it's a see it. What about you?
Oh, see it. It's so much fun. Like I said, love K-pop music, so I think the soundtrack is a banger.
Awesome. Well, with that being said, we've got one more today, and it's a Star Trek series.
Yes.
I don't know anything about this. You got to take this from me.
Oh, baby. So Strange New Worlds. If you're a Star Trek fan, Strange New Worlds, that show for me as a Star Trek fan was my gateway drug into Star Trek. So if you're not a Star Trek fan but maybe looking to get into it, Strange New Worlds is an awesome place to start. We're in season 3. Season 3 picks up after a cliffhanger from season 2 where we were not, half of our crew is missing and stuck on a Gorn ship. It's all very Star Trek
Gorn
jargon.
ship.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you're fans of Star Trek, the original series, you're probably already watching the show. But it's very retro Star Trek brought into 2020's storytelling. And
So when you say retro, are you talking about Patrick Stewart, Next Generation
no,
retro?
I'm talking about the original
Or even,
series
like,
with William Shatner.
William Shatner, Gene Roddenberry?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
I was
doing
going to
well.
get attacked if I said that
Nope,
wrong.
you're doing great.
But what else about this? How many episodes? Is it all out now, right now?
The first 2 episodes are out. This season, they have a lot of special guest stars. Rhys Darby has shown up in the 2nd episode. Patton Oswalt is going to show up eventually in this season as a Vulcan. And they're really leaning into the fan serviceness of it all, which, if you're a Star Trek fan, I think you don't really care and you are happy to have any kind of Star Trek.
That's true. Same with Star Wars. Like, I know the fandom gets pretty intense about the Disney Plus series and stuff, but Star Wars is Star Wars, and I'm going to go and watch it no matter what.
The thing about Star Trek is it is the kindest fandom I have ever encountered, and I have been part of a lot of different fandoms, and Star Trek is the one that is consistently kind throughout every. And even if you like one series over another, nobody has anything bad to say about any of it.
I've got many things I could say. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, I am excited for people to check this out. It's which season?
Season 3.
Season 3? Do you think they're going to keep going after this, or is this
they are canceled after season 5, I believe.
Okay. Well, in that case, they're getting close. This mid-season probably is like the big climax of whatever they're gearing up towards. So if you want to jump on the bandwagon for Strange New Worlds, beam yourself up, Scotty.
Yep. They don't say that. Paramount Plus.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, there's actually one more we should talk about, because I had seen It's Always Sunny last week, but no one else had gotten a chance to because I rushed it and I said I got to binge as much as I can. The first 3 episodes are out now. You had a chance to watch them. What do you think?
I love Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and it's crazy how it just is consistently good after 17 seasons. Typically, a show takes a nosedive and loses steam, loses quality, but It's Always Sunny just always happens to maintain.
Well, and I love this. Feels like such a return to form to maybe the early seasons where each of the characters have their own game plan or scheme that they're working towards, and then they all combine towards the end and give you the most chaotic things you could think of. The second episode is, I think this whole season feels like it's riffing off of Emmy-nominated or Emmy-winning comedy shows.
Sure. Because
famously, Sunny has not really won anything when it comes to Emmys and things like that. So this might be the season where they just say, you know what? We're going to start telling you guys what it's like to have to deal with The Bear being nominated as a comedy when you get 2 or 3 jokes an episode.
Yeah, Charlie doing The Bear was one of the funniest things I think I've ever seen. And the season premiere is their half of the Abbott Elementary crossover. And Janine drops out some curse words that nearly made me spit out my coffee. I thought it was
Abbott Elementary is so PG. So the way how that was able to even work to bring those two shows together, I do think is kind of a miracle.
Yeah.
Like the writing on both sides, bravo.
Had to be so sharp, and they nailed it.
If there's anything that you are hoping to see in the upcoming episodes, what do you hope for?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I can't wait for Cricket to come back. I really like
Freaking Cricket.
You like Artemis.
Artemis has got to come back.
Yeah.
We need a Frank and Artemis love story.
The Waitress has got to make a comeback as well.
Yep, the Waitress has to come back. The McPoyles, we need another McPoyle thing. There's a lot that needs to tick the boxes for me to be like the greatest season.
Yeah.
But off to an amazing start, and we're just going to keep talking about it every episode, I think.
Yeah, bring back Guillermo del Toro.
Bring in Franquito as well.
Yes.
We
could just keep listing Always Sunny references.
Yep, everybody is like, what are they talking about? These characters, go watch It's Always Sunny. It might not be for you. Let's just say that right now. But they've been going for 17 seasons, and I do think it's such a quick watch every time.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe starting at season 4 is the best for people jumping right in, because that immediately shows you who those characters are.
Yeah, I like to say just skip season 1 entirely, jump in at season 2, because that's when they bring in Danny DeVito. But season 4 is also, honestly, any part in the series, you can just jump right down in.
Yep. Well, that being said, thank you everybody for watching. That about does it for this week's See It or Skip It. We made it through. I'm so sweaty. Thank you everybody for watching. Make sure that you check out all of our stuff on seeitOrskipItreviews.com and on abc4.com, where you can see reviews, interviews, all the stuff that we're working on in these upcoming weeks, which, by the way, here's a look at what we're going to be talking about next week. Okay, Did you actually bury him?
What? I thought you did.
I was trying to, but you kept telling me I needed to go make the sauce. You tell me, say yes, chef, say yes, chef.
Yeah, well, no, chef, no, chef.
Okay, well, we're in trouble. Are we still recording?